This is breaking news.
And we are starting at 7 following breaking news in Lehigh Acres. The Lee County Sheriff's Office says they've been investigating 2 scenes throughout the night. So I want to start at the scene on Calhoun Street. That's in the southeast portion of Lehigh. Senior reporter Emily Young is there outside of a home where the area is taped off with crime scene tape. So Emily, what do we know so far?
Yeah, Amy, good morning. Good morning to you at home. We are here on Calhoun Street East, Lorena Avenue South, where this home right behind me here has sheriff's caution tape around the entire perimeter of the home. Now, the Lee County Sheriff's Office posted about this first on X at about 7:30 last night that there was an investigation ongoing. Now, they did say there was no threat to the public and that everyone was accounted for. But other than that, we are still struggling to find more information. We have calls out to the sheriff's office. Now, I want to show you right now, we don't have much of a scene here. Last night, though, was a totally different story. We had the crime scene unit out there along with tons of other sheriff's deputies. Now, here this morning, we have one sheriff's car on the perimeter of the scene. And like I said, that caution tape. But if we go look a little bit closer, we can see a car in the garage on the driveway that seems to have some sort of damage to one of the cars. We do not know if that is associated with the investigation that took place here last night. We also, we're not going to show this, but we did see blood pooling down from the driveway, going from the top of the driveway. It seems to be on a little bit of an incline, so we saw it pooling down. But like I said, right now we have tons of questions and calls out to LCSO. The headline here is there is no threat to the public. We're going to stay on this story, and as we get more information, we're going to make sure we keep you updated. That's the latest from the scene, Amy.
Only about 10 minutes from that scene, the Lee County Sheriff's Office says it's also working on active investigation on Amelia Street. Detectives tell Fox 4 that this is a separate, unrelated case. I do want to show you some video from that scene last night. The Sheriff's Office says it cannot share the nature of the call they got, but they will confirm 3 people were taken to the hospital on Amelia Street. We are working to hear their condition. Deputies say they were called about 4:30. They tell us no arrests have been made in that case. We're also following breaking news in North Fort Myers. Fire crews say that a fire broke out at a mobile home. It's on Breeze Drive in the Suncoast Estates area. Bayshore and Fort Myers Fire got the call about 5 this morning. They say the mobile home was fully involved. Crews confirmed to us that 2 people were taken to the hospital, so we'll let you know when we get more information on that. Also breaking right now, former Vice President Dick Cheney has died at the age of 84. The Associated Press just reporting this about 20 minutes ago. He served in the White House under then President George W. Bush. That was from 2001 to 2009. His family said in a statement that he died due to complications of pneumonia and cardiovascular disease. His family, according to the statement, was by his side as he died late Monday night. All right, 7:03, let's get a check of your forecast this morning. I would say to grab a jacket if you're heading out the door because it's cool out there.
Yeah, Amy, we're waking up some 4 to 5 degrees chillier than yesterday, all thanks to the cold front that moved through in the morning hours, and that has set the stage for an absolutely fantastic one. You can look eastbound from the camera that sits on top of our TV tower, and we've got a couple of high-level clouds, but that's about it. Sun has been up here for about 25 minutes or so, and eventually our temperatures will start to climb. As far as rainfall, the high-level clouds won't be rainmakers. You got to go down towards Savannah to pick up any kind of wet weather here early. So as we go through the afternoon, you can see the surface wind coming in out of the east-northeast, high-level clouds coming in the opposite direction. So we'll go partly cloudy at times today, but enough sunshine to warm us up. 7:03, we are looking at our temperatures in the low to mid 60s with upper 50s to the north. We hit 83 yesterday, and that's exactly what we're forecasting again. The wind is already at 12 in Sanibel and the Cape, and later on today, these gusts are going to pick up mid to upper teens, and that's going to help take the edge off the heat just a little bit. But you can see the averages nice and boring, right on track for this time in November.
All right, let's hope the roadways are boring this morning as well as you're heading out, taking a live look at I-75 near mile marker 122. Trent, are you tracking anything specific?
Just a little slowdown there in those southbound lanes of I-75, but the two accidents that we've got here at the top of the 7 o'clock hour take us near the river. We're going to start on the south side of the river near Palm Beach Boulevard, where we've got some delays because of an obstruction on I-75 near Luckett. One other accident. This one is blocking a lane there at exit 143. This is Bayshore. This is when you're trying to turn on the interstate there, so a little slow go at that light. Elsewhere, looking pretty good. There's your congestion from Alico southbound. Things are looking fairly decent here at 7:05. We'll keep an eye on it here throughout the morning.
We'll take a live look right now at the camera that sits on top of the Margaritaville Beach Resort. This is a look at Fort Myers Beach this morning. And 5 minutes ago, the polls opened there. Today is Election Day on Fort Myers Beach. Voters will be deciding whether to recall 2 council members, John King and Karen Woodson, and replace them with the people you see on your screen. So we've got Ed Rude, Tom Brady, and Rebecca Link in the middle. The recall effort centers on allegations of sunshine law violations, unreported gifts, and a controversial vote on a condo project involving those 2 council members that I initially named. Today, voters will decide whether to remove one or both of them from office. So if one is recalled, the top vote getter will fill the seat. If both are removed, the 2 candidates with the most votes will take their place. If neither is recalled, no changes will be made. A judge also ruled that not all of the claims against Councilman King were valid, meaning if voters remove him, he actually could stay in office while that decision is appealed. Fox 4 caught up with Karen Woodson ahead of today's elections. She said she's hoping for support today.
I think I have served people honestly. I have stood for my values. I have done everything that I said I was going to do. And I hope that people tomorrow understand that and they stand behind me for that.
Our Fort Myers Beach community correspondent Austin Shagorotsky works on the beach every day, so he will be following the election closely today. He's going to have more tonight for you on Fox 4 News at 5. If you live on the beach and you want to go cast your vote, the polls again are open. They are open till 7 tonight. One quick note, polling locations for precincts 309 and 321 will be the Bay Oaks Recreation Center. That's on Oak Street. Make sure you bring a valid ID to any polling location. You have to do that if you want to vote in person. Of course, you must be registered to vote and live on the beach to participate in this special recall election. A man awaiting trial for the deadly Club Blue shooting is back behind bars this morning, but this time it's on new drug trafficking charges, according to detectives. Fort Myers community correspondent Miyoshi Price is showing us how detectives say months of surveillance led to a Halloween night arrest.
A Lee County man was arrested and charged for trafficking drugs while he was out on bond for the Club Blue murders. I'm your Fort Myers community correspondent, Miyoshi Price.
Good. Months of surveillance ended here at the Venetian apartment complex on Halloween. Detectives arrested 28-year-old Derek Church with ecstasy, methamphetamine, and fentanyl. Church was out on a $750,000 bond for the Club Blue mass shooting.
This is a very violent felon awaiting trial on 2 counts of murder and 1 count of conspiracy to commit murder. When we take people like that off the street, every single time we save lives. Okay, we have to help those that are addicted. We incarcerate people that deal poison.
Church is the last Club Blue suspect to go to trial. His bond has been revoked.
And so he's not on the street to commit more violent crimes.
In Fort Myers, Miyoshi Price, Fox 4.
All right, 7:08 right now. Today, there's a hearing for 3 different Lee County teachers when it comes to their employment. So I want to start with Lee County teacher Brooke Wold. She has filed a federal civil rights lawsuit against the Lee County School District after they fired her. So she claims that her First Amendment rights were violated when the superintendent, Denise Carlin, fired her over a post she made on her Facebook page about conservative activist Charlie Kirk. This was right after he was killed. She was a teacher at Lemuel TL Middle School, and she posted on her private Facebook account, quote, "I pray Charlie sees whatever God sees fit. Remember, Charlie did say some gun deaths are worth it." Wold argues that the posts were not threatening and represented her personal views. She maintains her Facebook account is private and that the posts constituted protected speech. as that lawsuit is raising questions about how far school districts can go in disciplining employees for private social media activity. There's another Lee County teacher that's in the hot seat for something similar. She was a teacher at Three Oaks Middle School. So she is one of the teachers the superintendent wants to fire for social media posts about the killing of Charlie Kirk. So she's not accused of committing a crime. But the school board will vote on whether to continue their suspension of her without pay until the outcome of a Florida Division of Administration hearing. Both the Three Oaks Middle School teacher and Brick Wold could be terminated today at that hearing. Another case going before the Lee County School Board. The district says a teacher has been removed after being investigated over concerns of giving a vape to students in the classroom. Her name is Nuria Acuna. Fox 4 reached out about Acuna. She was a teacher at Island Coast High School. The school district says she was removed from the classroom back in February. They say she tested positive for cocaine. And the school added that multiple students reported she vaped in class and let them vape as well, even sharing her vape with them, according to those students in the Lee County School District. So she is currently suspended without pay. The Lee County School Board will have a hearing for the termination of Acuna as well. So we're going to have much more tonight on Fox 4 News at 5, 6, 10, and 11. We will be at that school board meeting to let you know how things play out there. It's 7:10 right now. We have some new information this morning after troopers say a Punta Gorda man faces hit-and-run charges for reportedly hitting two families while they were trick-or-treating on Halloween and then leaving the scene. Florida Highway Patrol says this guy, 66-year-old Eugene Mandarino, hit the families with a pickup truck on Sand Hill Boulevard on Halloween night, and then troopers say he drove off. Troopers tracked him down to his home, they say, and arrested him. Now, one victim, Sawyer G., is still in the hospital. His girlfriend says he pushed not only her, but their baby out of that truck's path moments before it hit. The other victim, Carmelo Rodriguez, says he was struck while he was trying to put his family into the car.
As soon as we put her in the car, he had came by and swiped me into the door, and he proceeded to take the door and hit the door. I had my flashlight out, everything, so there was no way that he could not see us.
So Mandarino was also taken to the hospital after his arrest. He has not been booked into jail yet, so this investigation continues. Take a look at this massive boat fire. This happened last night just before 9 o'clock in Lehigh Acres. That's according to fire rescue crews. They say the boat was parked in a yard at the 1100 block of Dixie Avenue. Fire crews say that the fire has been put out, no injuries, thankfully. The cause of that boat fire, though, is still under investigation. There was also this scene. Estero fire crews say that they responded to a building fire. This is in the Shadowwood community. When crews got to the scene, they say they found heavy fire and smoke showing from a maintenance building there on property. And they say it took a lot of extra help to get this fire out. Estero Fire Rescue says they had to bring in crews from Bonita, San Carlos, Lee County, Iona, and Bayshore. Crews say although there was significant damage to parts of the building, they were able to stop the fire. There were no injuries, thankfully, but this fire is still under investigation.
Man, Amy, a lot going on. How about some good news this morning, Southwest Florida? Sanibel and Captiva's new recovery numbers show just how far the islands have come since Hurricane Ian's destruction. It's today's hot topic, and coming up after the break, I'm going to show you those numbers and what the Chamber of Commerce says they mean for a tourist season.
Just because an injury doesn't show up on an X-ray doesn't mean it isn't real. We know doctors that specialize in whiplash, sprains, strains, and tears. They can help us prove your pain is real and fight for your future medical needs.
All right, it is 7:16, which means it's time for today's hot topic. And here at Fox 4, we love sharing stories of resilience and recovery throughout Southwest Florida, but specifically on Sanibel and Captiva Islands, because they are showing major signs of recovery just in time for tourist season Southwest Florida. I actually have some positive new numbers to share from the Sanibel Captiva Chamber of Commerce. So look at this. They show 72% of available hotel rooms are back online. Let's go, Sanibel and Captiva. Get this, that's more than double the 31% from this time last year. Also, about 80% of vacation rentals are restored, and about 75% of restaurants and retail stores there have returned. The progress comes more than 2 years after Hurricane Ian devastated these areas. Chamber of Commerce President John Lai says it means more reasons for guests to visit these islands.
We are very, very excited because not only does it mean that we are open for business, but it means that our guests and visitors have choices, right?
He says the recovery is setting up the islands for what could be their strongest season in years. Visitors are returning to check on favorite places and discover what's new. And of course, while the islands are still not perfect, Lai says they remain paradise for tourists. Now, I know we discussed a little earlier, Amy, I think it was like last week or the week before, we were talking about going back out there and seeing the progress and really seeing Sanibel and Captiva come back to life.
100%. I go out there a lot.
Yeah.
I take the kids sometimes just to go do sunset swims. The restaurants are open.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I've stayed at some of the resorts out there and it feels good.
I agree.
Sanibel is my home away from home for years, but I haven't stayed on island in a hotel since Ian.
Okay.
I'll go out and visit for the day and I'll come back.
Yeah.
I need to do that. I need to spend some extra time.
Yeah, and you know what? To that point, I was actually out at Sanibel Marriott not too long ago, and they were saying staycation. If you're looking for a moment to just get away from home, go down the street to Sanibel and Captiva. Don't forget that it's there and check it out and enjoy the progress that they're making out there on the islands.
I love it.
A little good news for you this morning.
I support it. And you know what else is good news? Those cooler temperatures.
Amen,
It
sister.
helps, doesn't it?
I would say grab a jacket. I found it to be rather cool this morning.
Yeah, well, we're in the mid to upper 50s for sure, and with the wind gusting in the mid-teens, it definitely adds a chill. See a couple of boats from the Tarpon Lodge. I can't tell if they're heading out Wilson Cut or coming in to dock here for a bit, but it should be a fairly decent day on the water. We do have a small craft caution out there as the winds are going to gust. Let's get you to the radar. To the south we go. We have a couple of showers off the northern shore of Cuba, but we are dry. Now through lunchtime, we'll see the wind out of the east-northeast. High-level clouds will come in the opposite direction, and as that wind continues to pick up here today and turn a little more eastbound, it's going to increase the humidity just a touch, and that means tomorrow we'll wake up a little warmer than where we are right now. 62 Fort Myers, mid-50s there for Punta Gorda, Palmdale, and Arcadia, just shy of 60 out towards the lake, where we are 6 degrees cooler this morning. The rest of us 2 to 3. So the lower humidity and cooler temperatures definitely, as Amy said, if you're a little sensitive to the chill, grab that light jacket. You'll be able to shed it pretty quickly. We'll get up to 83. That's the exact same mark we hit yesterday. And tonight we will see some upper 50s. They just won't be quite as widespread or as far south. Wind right now, 11 to 12 miles per hour, and those gusts, we've seen them as high as 20 this morning, and they'll pick up here 15 to 20 throughout the afternoon, and you can see a little more of that easterly component throughout the day. So there's the low that was off the coast of the Carolinas yesterday. It's taking that cold front with it, and as high pressure stays in control, we're going to see some clouds build in tomorrow, and they're going to stick around on Thursday. And while it will be mostly cloudy at times, they're not rainmakers, 10 to 20%, but that's Thursday, Friday into Saturday, and that may be a little high as we're not going to see much. We need it, though. We are registering as abnormally dry, level 1 out of 5 already there on the drought index as we're waiting for our next big cool down. Let me show you the long-term pattern. We're going to let this roll through the weekend where we start to see the next trough dip across the Midwest. It's going to push a front through here Monday evening, and by Tuesday, we're going to wake up upper 40s with low 50s, but it's just out of range of the 7-day. So as we look ahead towards the weekend, sunny and warm, we'll start to see a little bit of that cool air late Monday, but it's really Tuesday where we're going to see that. And of course, we'll dive into that tomorrow.
This QR code on your screen will take you to all the news in North Naples, Bonita Springs, and Estero. I'm Naples community correspondent Eric Lovelace. Every day I go to work building connections with this community. That's how I tell stories with substance that go beyond the flashing lights. Bonita Springs is our community. This is our news.
7:24 right now. Here's a look at some of the top stories we're following around the country today. Americans are headed to the polls for Election Day. Virginia and New Jersey are voting on a new governor. New York City will elect a new mayor. Folks in Pennsylvania are voting on 3 new state Supreme Court judges, and Maine will decide on changes to its red flag law. In California, voters will weigh in on a new congressional map. Today also marks day 35 of the government shutdown. Now it ties with the shutdown in 2018 for the longest ever in our history. So the last one happened during President Trump's first term in office. This was over a dispute between the president and Congress to fund the U.S.-Mexico border wall. Democrats want to extend negotiations on expiring Affordable Care Act subsidies right now.